A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the West Ham Voice on a Friday afternoon. What is it? I'm recording this at 5:15. I'm sure you've heard the news by now, the breaking news this afternoon that West Ham United have made a bid for Max Kilman of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Look, if you're new to the channel, please do hit that like button. Please do hit the subscribe button to become a subscriber of the channels of this channel. It doesn't cost you anything. All my content is free. So please do hit the subscribe button to listen out for more transfer news as it comes up. So £25 million bid for Kilman. Look, we know it's low. It's a low ball bid. We kind of knew straight away that that Wolverhampton Wanderers wouldn't accept such a low bid. They value the player at much higher than that, around about 45 million pounds. So with the transfer window being open for a whole week, we were kind of wondering what was happening with the transfer activity at West Ham. We hear every summer that we want to get our deals in quick, but a whole week has gone by, since the window's open. And we've had movement, of course, with Luis Guilherme being signed by Brazilian club Palmeiras, or from Brazilian club Palmeiras. And we are awaiting the imminent arrival of free transfer goalkeeper Wes Foderingham. But now there is finally movement. And it demonstrates that West Ham United, as we kind of said about 2-3 weeks ago, that the priority for West Ham United are central defenders and a striker. And we finally made a move to demonstrate that a central defender is key to bringing in to West Ham at this moment in time. Now, Kilman, we know quite a bit about him, don't we? We've made the bid. They've rejected it. He's made 151 appearances so far for Wolverhampton Wanderers. He signed an extended deal only last summer, which will keep him at the club till 2028. He arrived from Maidenhead on a free transfer, and they do have an interest in Kilman because on any future sale, because they've got a 15 to 20% sell-on clause on the player himself. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, whether we actually come in with a higher bid or not. What about some of his details? Well, 6 foot tall, he's got aerial strength, a thinking man's defender. He can do the dirty stuff. Some people have likened him in a similar way to Craig Dawson, the archetypal head it, punt it, tackle it type of no-nonsense defender. But to be honest with you, Kilman's game is much more than that. He can do all that, but he's got a bit of flair about him compared to an awful lot of English-type central defenders that we kind of know about. He relishes playing on the right side of a back three, for example. He blocks shots like it's going out of fashion, and he can drive a game from defense into an attacking area. He's a bit of a thinker. He's more of a thinking man's central defender, and he reads the game impeccably well. The tactical demands that will be put on him are not going to phase him in any way. Lopetegui expects good technical awareness, and he likes using his central defenders to carry the ball out of defense and playing a much higher line. He's more confident to charge up the field when the opportunity arises, which combines his technique and his physical attributes to good effect. He's confident with the ball at his feet. He's technically impressive, and his defending is assured. And he's developed that sort of air of assuredness, an air of calm about him, whilst developing at Wolverhampton Wanderers, which allows him to read the game extremely well. He may not necessarily be the fastest player or central defender around, but he manages a decent amount of ball recoveries when needed because of the fact that he does read the game, that he does read a situation well in advance. He also uses his physical attributes superbly when in one-on-one situations against attacking players. So there's a lot to like about Kilman. He certainly will fit the bill when it comes to what Lopetegui needs. And the fact that Lopetegui has worked with the player for one season, he knows what he's getting. And so it's kind of like a bit of a no-brainer. We talked about Kilman before, and there was a suggestion that, oh, this was lazy journalism. It's only because he's linked to West Ham because of Lopetegui's past, etc. But the bid that's been made today, £25 million bid, certainly demonstrates that Lopetegui definitely wants Kilman at West Ham next season. But what will happen if West Ham, West Ham don't make a bigger bid? I guess West Ham will come in with a higher bid, but it just really depends on how much higher. Given that Wolverhampton Wanderers rate him at around 40 to 45 million pounds, are West Ham going to increase their bid by 20 odd million? It remains to be seen. But when it comes to comparing Kilman to what we had at West Ham United last season, how does he compare? All right, we know Angelo Ogbonna didn't play that many games. Neither did Naya Fagerd play that many games. Well, 21 appearances for Agerd last season, 11 appearances in total. This is in the Premier League for Ogbonna last season. But our main defender was obviously Kurt Zuma with 33 appearances, who played on the left side of defence. Mavropanos, he made 19 appearances. Ironically, I'm really surprised Mavropanos made less appearances than Agerd did. But when you look at the stats, when you compare the stats and then sort of go through them, you see just how much more quality there is in Kilman in comparison to others. For example, I talked about his passing ability, more than double passing attempts than either Agerd or Zuma. But look at the accuracy rate, 86.26% accuracy compared to the other players. So you can see that he's much more technically astute in his passing. But like I also said, he doesn't shirk away from doing the dirty work like clearances, interceptions, block shots, tackles made, etc. And again, far more superior in numbers to all the other players that we had or that we still have at West Ham United. The only area that he hasn't been better at is ground duel success rate. But then you look at how many games Ogbonna made, probably less errors or less more success in that area. But on a percentage wise, Ogbonna's been better. But then when you look at Kilman's ground duel success compared to Zuma, he's again much better. Mavropanos and Agerd, they're the areas that are better than Kilman in this particular instance. So overall, you're getting an all-rounded defender. You're getting someone that gets stuck in. You're getting someone, well, if a future higher bid is accepted, you're getting someone that can get stuck in. You're getting someone that can carry the ball forward. You're getting someone that can play a much higher line and very astute, technically astute as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether West Ham United come in with a higher bid. I guess 25 million is the starter, but will they go up to anything near 40, 45 million that Wolves are expecting? Last summer, apparently, I think it was Napoli or an Italian club made a bid of something like £30 million for Kilman, and that was rejected straight off. So I'm not quite sure what West Ham United are thinking in making such a low ball bid in the first place. Let's see what happens. I'm sure we're going to get more news as it comes up, but as it stands, Kilman is the latest player not only to be linked to West Ham United, but West Ham United have finally actually made a bid for the player. Let's see how it goes from here on in.